would go against their own citizens if ordered by Trump.
Hey friend, I'm a recently separated active duty officer, and I am a reservist now attached to an active unit. I'll give you a short and long answer. The short answer is yes, they are liable to go after American citizens on Trump's order. The long answer begins in 2016. During the primaries, when Trump became the front runner, it was very clear that a sizable percentage of the officers that I worked with in a combat role were in support of the rhetoric that he was putting out. They were excited. They were electric over it. And from that moment on, to include the years past when executive orders and other such actions were announced that affected my demographic, the people, my peers, that liked those orders looked at me excited at the harm it might cause me. Socially, culturally, and professionally, there was a huge shift the day he was elected. The hateful rhetoric came out against peers, subordinates, and superiors alike. Minorities, LGBT, and women all suffered under this. A lot of them in denial, thinking it was impossible that their poorer treatment was caused by a political shift. Later on, when I became more senior, to the point where I would instruct and lead other officers, a lot of our minority and immigrant population would confide in me because they were afraid of retaliation from other officers. And this ended up being under Biden, by the way. We have group chats, unofficial ones, where a lot of this political rhetoric is spread around, and there's derogatory pictures of trans people and people of color. So yeah, over the past 8 years, really, there's been this shift where it became much more easy to slander people that weren't WASPs. And I can tell you there are people in positions of leadership right now that are personal or family friends with the Trump family or other prominent Republicans that you're hearing about in the news. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody I know who is a personal friend of someone in the Trump family will be designated as the secretary of one of our military branches. And let me tell you, not only are they financially anticipating success as they are beneficiaries of the corporate fascism we're about to see, they truly and deeply hate the people that Trump's policies will attack. Now, it's not every officer, and a lot of them will become disillusioned, but it's enough. It's enough of the officers. They don't even have to do anything technically unethical to remove the others from power. All they got to do is assemble data, write emails, write messages, deny promotions, and without any official order, people like me start getting removed from officer positions. And yes, they have openly expressed a willingness to be involved in removing people from our society. And I had a combat job. My peers are capable of enacting or commanding great damage on people. I wasn't supply, I wasn't logistics, I wasn't medical. I had a trigger. And here's the more insidious part, which I tell everybody. The 2020 plot would have worked if Mike Pence went along with it. The military would have followed through. Because the guise of legality, that ruse is enough. It doesn't have to be overt instruction against Americans. It just has to present as legal, and they'll do it. I do anticipate this starts more at a local level with law enforcement deputization of citizens who want to be involved in removal efforts. And there will be an escalation to where the military is probably the last to be used, but in between military and law enforcement is National Guard, and I guarantee you that's going to be their main play. But knowing some guardsmen in combat jobs, yeah, you should be concerned about them too. To sum it up, you're very right to be concerned. That's one of the reasons why I stay anonymous. Anyway, just a moose.